Just watched a really dope video from Zimasa Mustafa Vabaza. You can find it on YouTube, and I'm gonna drop the link in the description and in the comments below. So the video he made, of which he makes a lot of really dope videos that are very educational, was around the South African Revenue Services, SARS, our main tax collector in South Africa, now targeting influencers, content creators online, etc., etc. He breaks down what this really means, which I think is really, really dope. He gives some context around who SARS is and how they kind of operate. He also adds, which is really, really dope, that SARS has committed to do two things. Number one, to allow online content creators to voluntarily do the right thing. To say, look, we think you're good people. Just pay your taxes. The second thing is SARS is committed to create tools, or to have tools available for influencers and other online content creators to be able to watch videos, maybe attend workshops and the like, to get assistance from SARS in how to be tax compliant and. So I wanted to raise that, and I wanted to give a big shout out to Zimasa Vabaza. I wanted to raise a few things from his videos. And again, this is not from me, this is from him, by the way. So don't credit me and kudos me. I didn't do this research. 3 top YouTube content creators in South Africa. I was not aware of these guys. Please go and check out their channels if you've never heard of them, like I'd never heard of them, and give them love and support. Ryan Lombard, known as Ryan HD, has 9.25 million subscribers. That's incredibly insane, even globally. And apparently he makes under 1 million rand a month, at least. Let's say about 1 million rand every single month from his YouTube content. That's the number 1 YouTuber in South Africa. Number 2 is Vian van den Berg. Vian van den Berg with 6 million subscribers. He makes just shy of 700,000 rand per month from YouTube. And then last but not least, in the top 3, Noel Dazel. He's a bodybuilder. He's built like a tank. Noel Dazel has just under 5 million subscribers, and he makes about 570,000 rand per month from YouTube. For anyone out there who's interested in being a content creator, and specifically a YouTuber, I think these are the guys to go and watch. I know we speak a lot about Podcast and Chill with over 1 million subscribers, and we speak about some of these podcasts that are popular: Engineer Your Life with Lungelo KM, SMWX with Dr. Susan Pofo Walsh, Mighty Jamie's kind of killing it now on YouTube. Of course, Convo with Penny Wild, the Black Pen, the panel show that you're hopefully watching this from, the Hustlers Corner with DJ Smoo, etc., etc. I could give like a long list. But these guys are king of YouTube. And I can imagine there's probably a similar list for TikTok. And if you know it, please drop it in the comments below for the rest of us to learn. Ryan Lombard, Ryan HD, Vian van den Berg, and Noel Dazel. Shout out to those guys. Zimasa Vabaza breaks down influencers for you guys that may not know. I'm just emphasizing stuff that is already on that video. A macro influencer is someone that has 500,000 to 1 million followers. So if you have between 500,000 and 1 million followers, you are known as a macro influencer. Anytime you're engaging brand, anytime you're speaking to people out there, you can say, I'm an influencer, but I'm a macro influencer. There are nanotech. There are nano influencers that have between 5,000 and 10,000 followers. That applies to a whole lot of people. These guys make money as well online, 5,000 to 10,000 followers. And then, of course, there's celebrity influencers on platforms that have over 1 million followers. So he makes an example of Instagram. This is the money that's being made by content creators that SARS has now gotten like a sniff of. Celebrity influencers with over 1 million followers on Instagram charge prices such as, these are examples, on their Instagram feed as a static post, about 17,000 rand per post. To make a reel, a short video, about 34,000 rand per post. And then to post on their stories, 10,000 rand. For the macro influencers, 500,000 to 1 million followers, their feed, they charge about 10,000 rand for a static post. They charge 18,000 rand for a video reel, and then 6,000 rand for a story. For nano influencers, that is between 5,000 and 10,000 followers, a feed, static post, 2,000 rand. For a reel, they charge 3,000 rand, and for a story, 1,200. He didn't include the standard influencers here, which are the people that are between 10,000 to 500,000 followers, of course. The prices there could obviously range, and it also depends on the individual. These are just guides. based on rate cards that people have sent out. I've got my own. People that want to do work with me, I send them my rate card via email or via my DMs. But this is to give a snapshot of the money that people are making online, especially in a country where young people are complaining about the lack of jobs. And I keep saying, it's not about getting a job. It's about creating value. It's about doing work and then finding a way to get paid for it. I do virtual consults as an example, and I currently price them at 500 Rand for 30 minutes. This is for my time, for my expertise, to try and help someone in whatever personal issue they have, personal financing, business advice. Maybe they want to discuss a podcast that I did. Maybe they're dealing with their own personal issues. So there are people making money online in a country where people are complaining about unemployment. And these are some of the numbers you can look forward to if you're willing to put in the work. On TikTok, some influencers make about 10,000 Rand for a branded post. And then for the mega influencers with over 1 million followers on TikTok, they charge about 180,000 Rand per post. Of course, when you hear some of these things, you're like, it makes sense why SARS is like, these motherfuckers are making money. We need that money. The other important thing I wanted to highlight is it's not just about the money you get when you're creating online content. And this is not just about online content. If you are doing consulting work out there, if you are offering a service, if you are a musician, if you are an actor, physical money in your account or cash in hand is not the only way that you can get paid, and it's not the only way that SARS tracks payment. There are gifts in kind or payment in kind. SARS quantifies these as fringe benefits. So if you're doing paid content online and the company said you can come to our game farm, you can stay here for free, we'll get you to travel here, etc., etc. All of that, even though it is not physical money, is payment, and you need to find the market-related rate for that to declare. A lot of these content creators who are unboxing gifts, hey guys, I want to say thank you to this brand for giving me this beautiful what, the merch, the jackets, and the sneakers, and the new cell phone, and the new gadget. All of that is a form of income according to SARS. You have just gotten something that is of value. So instead of them giving you 20,000 Rand for you to do a paid sponsorship and then to go and buy the product, they are giving you the product, which is worth 20,000 Rand. And in turn, you are offering a service, which is doing marketing work for them, where they will get brand awareness and they will hopefully push sales. So these are some of the things some of us need to learn. People that are inviting you to a restaurant for a meal to pick your brain, that is a form of payment, especially if they want to pay for your Uber. They paid for your Uber, they paid for the meal. That is a form of payment. You're like, I didn't get paid. You got paid because that is money that you saved for yourself. The other thing that's important is there are costs of business, there are business expenses that you can deduct. By the way, I did accounting at university level. I did a Bachelor of Commerce in Accounting and Economics at Rhodes University. I did my honors in accounting at the University of Johannesburg. So I understand finance, I understand accounting, I understand tax, I understand auditing, I understand management accounting, and all the things in between, commercial law, information systems, etc., etc. Specific to tax, there are tax deductions. So whether you're operating as a sole proprietor, as just an individual with a personal bank account, you can make deductions. Whether you're operating as a business, you've registered a company, which is one of the conversations we need to have. Go and register a company because there are additional deductions, number one. And number two, companies get favorable tax rates at 28%, I believe, in this country after your deductions, of which people that earn very high as ordinary employees get taxed at between 40 and 45%. That's significant, of course. But this is a conversation. It's not just straightforward. It's nuanced. We need to have it. You can deduct the cost of business. So your editors, your Wi-Fi that you're using, the venue that you're renting from, including things like your travel. If you're traveling to a gig, if you're traveling to work, even if you've been paid cash, you can deduct those as travel expenses for yourself. So these are some of the things that we need to learn and we need to have conversations around. Understand things like VAT. If you have a company, the VAT it's got its own act, value added tax. I think it's currently at 15% in South Africa. It's got its own act. I think the other thing I want to emphasize, you can drop me a DM on any of my profiles, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, where else? Yeah, you can drop me an email as well. I'll put that in the description as well. I can link you to qualified tax advisors and tax practitioners, people that I know personally that service individuals, that service companies to assist you with your tax so that you're not caught flat-footed. Zwaibala of TKZ has spoken about SARS coming after him for tax. I saw a story recently, I don't know if it's true or not, of Mushendigi being chased by SARS for 1 million rand owing in tax. DJ Sbu and I have spoken about the millions and millions of taxes that SARS has come after him for. Let's be wiser. We don't have to be caught flat-footed when we can do things better. Okay. Income tax in South Africa became an act in 1914. I think it became an act in America in 1913. So officially in South Africa, the concept of income tax is 111 years old. Fuck those niggas for bringing us tax, motherfuckers. But anyways, income tax is 111 years old. And it's important to be tax compliant. It's important to pay your taxes. You can be jailed. You can be fined. The interest penalties for people that are not paying become very, very high. They charge monthly. For anyone who doesn't know, ask somebody. It's not a place where you want to find yourself. So again, if you don't know any tax advisors, tax practitioners, drop me a DM, send me an email, and let me help you out. Our government is corrupt. The ANC government is corrupt, and one of the things I'm trying to do is bite my tongue on this 2 billion rand that was looted from Tembisa Hospital. The Madlanga Commission is exposing some of these things. The SIU has reported. It's infuriating. We know the ANC is corrupt. We know our government is corrupt. We know they are incompetent. Unfortunately, tax is something that they can jail you for, fine you for. But why should you pay tax outside of a corrupt government? The roads that you drive on, as much as they have potholes, those roads are paid for by tax money. The electricity that we have is subsidized by tax money. If ever you or your family members, especially extended family members who are poorer, have to use a public hospital, have to send their kids to a public school where they sometimes eat for free, the nurses there, the doctors, the medication they get, the infrastructure that is used, all of that is funded by our tax. The schools, the teachers, the police officers, when you're in trouble, they are funded by our tax money. The traffic cops as well. All of that is tax money, and that's why we have to pay tax. If we didn't pay tax, all of these things we'd have to pay out of pocket, which would mean you just go onto a gravel road if you're lucky. There would be no nurses, no doctors, no roads, no subsidized electricity, no subsidized public transport. Your trains, your buses, etc. would be extremely expensive. So this is why we pay tax, sadly. For some of us who are content creators, a lot of the content we get is from mainstream media. The biggest mainstream media corporation in this country is the South African Broadcasting Corporation, the SABC. They've got 18 radio stations and they've got a couple of TV stations. We get our news there. We get a lot of our content there. The politicians that we like laughing at and reporting on, all of those guys, the SABC as well, the radio stations, all of these guys are funded by our tax. If we don't pay our taxes, we can't get that content. Whether you're making a joke of it, whether you're reporting their news, whether you're criticizing, etc. And then government has got infrastructure as well. They've got city halls, town halls, they've got certain centers. We just need to have these conversations and talk about how we can exploit already existing infrastructure funded by our tax. And then you must hold government accountable. You must hold SARS accountable to educate many of us on how these things should work. Government has got funding agencies. Can they put that money available for online content creators? We want that money. We want money for marketing. Different departments have got budgets for marketing. You see them in the newspapers, you see them on radio, on TV, etc. They need to start marketing with us, but we also need to be compliant, paying our taxes and registered correctly. And these are conversations we need to be having. Budgets have got, departments have got budgets for training. Various departments, we can exploit some of that if we can reach out to those departments and work with them. And then departments have budgets for infrastructure. I've already spoken about this, whether it's attending a stadium, where you're going to create content, whether it's attending a hall somewhere or some type of building that government owns, to go and create content, to go and capture content, to go and get the news, to go and engage with ministers and other politicians and bureaucrats, etc. Those are things that we must say, but you guys must also help us. We will pay our taxes, we'll be compliant, but then with the taxes we pay, we know that there's budgets and there's infrastructure for these things, and we want to get access to those things. And then last but not least, I think the YES program, if I'm not mistaken, offers free employees, which they pay for. Government they have stipends that they pay. You can use some of these young people in your content creation. They will travel to you. They will hold the cameras. They will run around. They will run errands. They can maybe be on camera You can teach them things because this is a learnership for them, and you get this for free from money that we pay for. So take advantage of these things, and these are the things that I wanted to highlight. Let's have an extended conversation around this because it affects so many of us online content creators. I've set up a union, the South African Content Creators Union, SACCU, SACCU. We've got a WhatsApp group. We've just set up an email. We're in the process of setting up a website. We've got a board of directors that have registered an NPO and NPC. We're going to have a bank account soon, and we're going to be having our own workshops and masterclasses virtually, in person, etc., so that we can build this into a really, really brilliant industry, so that we can have one voice when we're arguing and fighting with government, holding government accountable, fighting and arguing and working with brands and companies, ensuring that platforms like your TikToks are paying us, making sure that your YouTubes and your Instagrams are paying us what's fair, teaching content creators how to get paid from Facebook and the like. SACCU. I'm going to put a link to the website in the description as well, and I'm going to put our email address as well. This is me sharing value with you. Again, I want to give a huge shout out to Zimasa Mustafa Vabaza, a brother of mine who also loves sharing education, teaching you guys, feeding you guys, because we love you. We want you to win. And of course, while we're doing that, we make money online. And then hopefully we can get some of these consults that we can make money from as well. And where possible, hopefully some of these people I referred you to for tax advisory, maybe they'll pay me commission as well for the business that I send them their way. Pen you all the black pen. Have a great and blessed day. And SARS, we're coming for you, Wawa. You guys owe us education, platforms, tools, and then obviously from our side, we owe you guys tax money, which will hopefully together hold the government accountable for to help us. Cheers.